Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video. It is me here. I am back, y'all. I am going to give you guys a haul on my primary books versus my secondary books. What I have, what I use them for. I am currently working on building my primary library, giving those strong books for my primary library. I think I'm going to stop buying secondary books, but we will see. I've trying to build my primary library, so I've bought a lot of books. So let's get into it. Alrighty, and we are back. Okay, so I have this one. These are like a lot of my Halloween and fall type books that start off this section. So I have Halloween ABCs. It's very much primary. It goes through the ABCs of Halloween. And then I have The Leaf Thief. And this one, I'm so excited because if you know anything about this series, there are three different books. There's The Snow Thief, The Flower Thief, and Where's the Leaf Thief? And so I'm really excited about these to hopefully use one day. So yeah. So then there's that one. I just bought Frog and Toad. This one has three of them in there. There's Frog and Toad Are Friends, Frog and Toad Together, Frog and Toad All Year, and Days with Frog and Toad. They are all in this one book. And I got this book for like, I don't know, maybe $5.99 at Target. So yeah. And then here is Hooray for the 100th Day of School. So there's that one. And then I have a Kindergarten Here I Come book. And then that's like the last day of pre-K, like you read that the last day of pre-K. And then I have the night before kindergarten. You read this, like if your kid's going to kindergarten, you read this book to them. I have the night before preschool, before like your little start school, you can read this to them the night before. So I have that. I have the night before first grade, which is really good to read again that very first night before your child goes into first grade. And then I have this book. These are, they're all together. And they're like the books about emotion. So this is Krabby Pants. This one is What You Get. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. This one is The Messy Ones, talking about messy kids. Lucille Gets Jealous, a book about jealousy. You can teach lessons all about jealousy. This one is Too Shy for Show and Tell. So you can use this like when you're doing show and tell in your classroom to build a kid's confidence so that they won't be too shy for show and tell. This one is The Little Bully. You can use this book to talk about bullying, the impacts that it has on kids. This one is Terrible, Awful, Horrible Manners. So you can use this to talk about manners and what it means to have good manners versus these manners. And then there's this one that says Lacey Walker, Nonstop Talker. So you can use this to talk about being chatty and talking in the classroom. Moving back into my fall collection here, we are going with Peanuts, The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, The Great Pumpkin. You can use this around October, fall-ish time to talk about pumpkins and the things about pumpkins. There was an old lady who wasn't afraid of anything. We read this when I taught pre-K. We talked about the noises and not being afraid of things while we talked about pumpkins as well. There was an old lady who swallowed a bat. So again, one of those fall Halloween collections. I'm Not Scary. How you can make friends for everyone instead of being scared. So I got that. These next couple, I'm really excited because I just added them to my collection. I'm so excited about these. These are pretty typical books, but I am so excited that I now own my own copies of these. So without further ado, here's First Day Jitters. Okay, and then it comes in like all these different series. There's I want last day blues. There's field trip jitters, picture day jitters, sick day jitters, Valentine's Day, school year jitters, big test jitters, author visitors, or jitters, I'm sorry. So it comes in that, so I really want to get all of the jitters, because if you know anything about kids, a lot of kids are nervous about a lot of things. So this one I plan to read on the first day of school. This one is a letter from your teacher on the first day of school. Again, another first day of school read for back to school. This one is Our Class is a Family, and this is one that I would read like when building a family for my class, telling them, letting them know that we are family, we are one in here. This is our school is a family. I'm sorry. So this is one that I would use for like school culture, letting them know that everybody in our school, these kids are loved, they are valued, and all the things. And then, of course, I did talk about Our Class is Family, so I have that one as well. So those are some new additions. I have more new additions, so we'll talk as I get to them. This one is Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. I really, really love this book. It gives kids a lot of confidence to let them know that no matter what, they'll go a lot of places in this world, no matter the circumstance, no matter where they are in the world, they'll go far. So I love this book for that purpose. Then I have Chicka Chicka Trick or Treat, which another one of my Halloween fall reads. Of course, I have Brown Bear, What Do You See? It's the small one. I am planning on getting the bigger one, but I have the small one for now. And then I have The Hungry Caterpillar. I already have the book buddy to go along with it. Going back to my fall Halloween books, here is 5 Black Cats. Another one is 5 Little Pumpkins. And there's a song that goes with this, and it's so funny, y'all. I enjoy it. So, yeah, 5 Little Pumpkins. And then there's Grumpkin the Pumpkin. Okay. Here is How to Catch a Monster. I love this series right here. I know they like How to Catch a Leprechaun. They have those, and so many more of those. I have How to Catch a Mommyosaurus. I thought that was cute. How to Catch a Witch. And How to Catch a Bookworm, which can go a long ways about reading. I just purchased this one as well, $5 at Target. And then, of course, I talked about this one before, I think, is I Love You, Schmore. This one right here, I'm really excited to have. It's called The World God Made, and it shows the kids, like, creations and stuff like that. So that, yeah, I don't know if that'll go in my classroom library, considering that I'm teaching in a public school. But I just thought that one was neat. I just got this one. Here's On the First Day of Kindergarten. And again, another first day read. This one is called Dear Teacher. It is a book where they celebrate people who have inspired them. Poor Little Werewolf. I just got this one last year, and I'm excited for this one. Here's another one that I'm really, really excited about, because if you know anything about me, you know I love Pete the Cat, and all things Pete the Cat. I even have teacher tees that have Pete the Cat on them, so I'm so excited about this one. But this one is Pete the Cat's Got Class. It talks about Pete the Cat going to class. It includes like the flashcards and all the things, so I'm going to open it up here for a little bit. But this right here is a very big poster about Pete the Cat having class. It comes with stickers and all the things. So I'm super excited that I got this one. Yeah. And then there's Room on the Broom. I love this one because it talks about space and room for everyone on the broom. So I'm super excited about that. So as you can see, I am still working on building my primary library. I don't have all the books yet, but I have quite a few. Here's one stack. And then here is the other stack. Hold on, let me. The other stack of my primary books. So I'm still building it, but these are all the primary books that I currently own. There are quite a few books that I still want to add to this. And so, yeah. All right, now it is time to go into secondary. What I like about secondary books and all of my secondary reads. But these are so exciting. If you know, I want to primarily teach primary, so anywhere between pre-K and second grade. So that means I also need to add chapter books that they can read to these. These are very much primary. So like down in the pre-K, kinder, and first grade, these are very much on that level. So yeah, so anywhere between pre-K and first grade is where I want to teach, but I have quite a few of the books for that. All right, let's hop into secondary so we can talk more about secondary. Okay, so now we are back. We're going to talk about my secondary books. I've accumulated a lot of secondary books, and they take up one entire bookshelf. So like, these are my secondary books. I love secondary books. I love these. These are really good reads that were read at all levels from middle school through high school. And so if you like secondary, then I would recommend adding some of these to your library. I added these over a couple of years. These are books that I have had, that I've done book reads on, novel studies, and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get into our secondary books. As you can see, it is a very thick. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of books right around me. So let's get into it. All right, and we are back. Okay, so the first couple books that we are going to talk about, these are like my upper secondary books. Some of these go in my primary library. But yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first one is Goosebumps. Goosebumps is a really good read. R.L. Stine has a lot of these. And I really love Goosebumps, but these are like my third grade reads. Some of my third graders, third and fourth grade, read these. Also another Goosebumps book. These goes in my primary library, but I'm gonna throw them in here with secondary. Was these two Who Was. I have Who Was Kobe Bryant, Who Was Kamala Harris. And so I'm gonna put those over there in the stack with primary. Same with the 2 chapter books, because that's technically my upper L. This one is Cam Jansen. I don't know about this series. I picked these up because I saw a lot of kids reading these. So here's Cam Jansen. It's a series. And then The Hardy Boys. I have books 1 and 2. I think these are pretty cool, pretty interesting. I got them at Dollar Tree for $1.25. So yeah. Again, these are part of my upper L reads. So I'm going to put them over there with my upper L books. Okay, now here's secondary. Okay, we have The Book Thief. Y'all, I love this book. This is a really, really good book there. With this book, what we did was a novel study on The Book Thief. We read it, wrote essays on it, dove deep into the characters, analytics, and stuff like that with this book. So that's what we did with that. Maze Runners. Maze Runners is a really good one. I don't know if I would consider this like middle school, but secondary, meaning high school, I think Maze Runners would be good. Again, these are some of my upper L, but maybe middle school reads. This is the entire Lord of the Rings series, starting with The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, I have my Lord of the Rings series that I consider secondary. Those are my middle school. I don't expect a 3rd, 4th, or 5th grader to be reading these. A 6th, 7th, or 8th grader could read these. 6th, 7th, and 8th. This one right here, it's called Lorgata's Garden. The first Leoetta's Garden. That's what this book is called. This is not like a secondary read. This is more young adult. So yeah, so I have that. I have the Unteachables, which is a really good book. Teachers, I would recommend studying this book. It is a good study. So yeah, so then there's that one. I then have The Wild Wild West, which is another good book talking about Settlement West. You can clearly see in here I've done novel studies on, because we highlighted in here a couple dates and locations and times like that. So there's another good one for a novel study. We have Because of Winn-Dixie. I love this book. The funny thing is, so this summer I went to do some more observation hours, and I observed my mentor teacher this summer teaching summer school, and this is what they were reading, Because of Winn-Dixie, and this is a really good book. It's a really, really good read. So I would recommend reading Because of Winn-Dixie and also watching the movie. Another one is Where the Red Fern Goes. This one is really old. Y'all see how my pages are like brown? This is a really, really old book. It has that old feel to it, that old everything to it, my really brown pages, but I love this book. And also, I think there's a movie to it. So, yeah. This is a secondary read, high school level. It's called Everything I Never Told You. It's really good. I read this book, and I thought it was pretty good. I don't regret anything about this. I would love to keep this in my secondary library. The Scarlet Letter. This was a book that was read in high school. We did novel studies, so there's like notes in here, highlighting and all that good stuff. A novel study, and then we wrote essays and stuff about it, and stuff like that. So this is a really good read for high school, for a high school novel study. Next is my Harry Potter series. 1, 2, 3. These are books 1, 2, and 3. And then I have Harry Potter 6, 7. Yeah, 6 and 7. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So I'm missing 4 and 5. But that's okay. But this is my Harry Potter series. If you know, you know. I love Harry Potter. I love all the things Harry Potter. So I just had to own every single book in the series. So 1, 2, 3. I just need 2 more books, and then the Harry Potter collection will be complete. I don't even know if kids still read Harry Potter, but I know some of my kids currently are obsessed with Harry Potter and all things Hogwarts. And these are 3rd graders. So my 3rd graders now are obsessed with Harry Potter and all things Hogwarts. So yeah, those are those. And then I have this one, W.E.B. Du Bois, The Souls of Black Folk. It's just another really good book to read if you want to study a little bit of Black history, a little bit about the time frame back then, W.E.B. Du Bois. Get a Life, Chloe Brown is really good. It is a middle grades read, primarily middle school. And I think it's really good. It's really interesting to me. I haven't read this one in a hot minute. I think I read this in 2020 when 8th graders were doing a, what we called drop and read. So got this one so I could read along with them. So yeah, haven't read that in a while. Neither have I read Ghost Dog series. This is also a secondary book. Could also be upper L, so 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's weird. It's a weird book, but it has a really good plot twist, so I love this book for that. A Dog's Way Home. I love the movie, so I thought I'd read the book, and it was really good. It's just as good as the movie. Next is The Fifth Wave, which is a secondary read. I've seen kids read it before, and I just had to read it, so I read it, and it was a really good read. So, yeah, I try to read a lot of the books that my kids are reading, a lot of the secondary books that they read, just so I have an idea of what they're reading. So now whenever I see a kid reading a book, I'm like, oh, what you reading? What you got there? Or like what kind of book that is. Especially like during STAR testing season, my kids are only allowed to have a book. And so like when I'm walking around, I like to look at the book covers and see what books they're reading whenever they are done. And it's just interesting. So absolutely love that. But yeah, there's the fifth wave. That was just a quick side note. This one right here, I wouldn't say necessarily goes secondary. It's a high school read, but I would not put this in my classroom. This is just a personal book. It's called The Body in the Woods. Yeah, it covers mental illnesses and stuff like that. So yeah. The Market, which is another really good secondary read. I think that these kids enjoy these books. I've seen kids read, again, I've seen them read these kind of books, and it's just hilarious to me because this one was hilarious. It follows a lot. There's a lot of like young adult, teen stuff in here. So there's that one. Another one is W.E. Du Bois, again, walking through that time, that day and age. This one is, W.E.B. Du Bois. And then all of these go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these are my Magic Treehouse series. They all are upper L reads. They are all my upper elementary reads. So really not even upper L. These were second grade books, first and second. Once they start reading chapter books in second grade. So these will go over there with those as well. One and Only Ivan is upper grade, 4th and 5th. Really good book, really good movie. This was one of the movies that made me emotional, so then there's that one. Let the Circle Be Unbroken. It follows a frightening and turbulent time. It's a young adult, middle grades read. Another one of those really good books. Westwood Giraffes, another one we did a book study on in high school. And yeah, this one is pretty good. I love this book. I love following through with this book. So yeah, there's Westwood Giraffes. Water for Elephants, again, another really old, as you can see my pages are that good brown. Another really good, solid read. Yeah, it's really good. A lot of my books are like secondary reading, just for funsies. Here's another one. It's called My Life with the Walter Boys. It follows a Netflix documentary series. And I've also read this book myself and absolutely loved it. They have a new season coming out on Netflix, and I can't wait because I want to see what happens next. This one is Wish, and this is like what my 5th and 6th graders are reading. I haven't had a chance to really like read this book, but I think it's pretty good. So yeah, and then I have The Hate You Give, which y'all know how I feel about this one. Really good story, really good things come from this story, this lineup right here. And then I also have One of Us is Lying, which is also a really good one. And then it follows with that series, One of Us is Next. So yeah, lots of books, lots of different genres, lots of different variety of things for both primary and secondary. And so this is just giving you a little book inspiration if you want to add to your library or build your library. And I think I'm going to continue to build both libraries, both primary and secondary, just because I want to have a wide variety of books for my kids to choose from without actually having to go like to the school library and stuff like that. We'll still go to the school library, but I want them to be able to feel comfortable in their classroom if they ever want to just pull a book and read and just sit there and read during some downtime or something like that. So yeah, anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gives you guys some inspiration to add to your library. And like I said, I will continue to build on my primary and secondary library. Bye!